everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to create a design from scratch. That's if you don't want to make use of the templates available on Canva. This video is going to show you how to create a design from scratch step by step, and the flyer you are seeing is a flyer I already just created, and I'm going to show you step by step how I was able to create this flyer. Okay, so I'm just going to swipe to our blank page and then I'll start creating this flyer. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is to go to elements and to search for Christmas wreaths. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that well, but yeah, let's search for Christmas. Yep. Yeah, so we're just going to look for a perfect one for our design. I think we'll just go with this one. Yeah, and then we'll place it in the middle of our design, and we increase the length, the size, I mean, we increase the size a bit. Yeah, so the next thing we want to do also, okay, I think this is cool now. So the next thing we want to do is to also search for another Christmas wreath. I think this is beautiful. So we're just going to reduce the size and we'll place them here. Okay, so we are going to go ahead to search for Christmas balls. So we'll go over to elements again, and we are going to basically search for Christmas balls, gold Christmas balls. Yeah, now there are amazing balls to pick from, but just have in mind that the best ones here are the ones you can only access if you have a pro account, and that is one of the reasons why I always encourage people to try and upgrade their account to the pro version, so that you can be able to have access to the best of elements, the best of pictures, and the best of every kind of graphics you would like to be using on your design here on Canva. And it's just 2,800 naira for 1 month subscription on Canva. But if you cannot afford to pay 2,800 naira for Canva, you can do well to subscribe to my team, where you'd also have complete access to every pro element here for just 1,500 naira. Okay, so having said that, let's just go ahead and pick a particular gold ball. I think this is beautiful, so we are going to reduce the size. And we are going to place them here. I don't know if this is exactly the ball I used in the sample I showed, but I think it's just beautiful. So we would want to just take it to the back. Okay, so this is what we have here. I think we'll also need to take it to this other side. Okay, so this is what we have. So we are just going to go ahead. Okay, in this case now where it's becoming okay, but in any case where it's becoming difficult to have access or to click on any of the elements here, all you just have to do is to click on any of them, and then you go to layers. Yeah, you go to layers, and layers will show you pretty much everything you already used on your flyer, and you just simply click on a particular one you want to make adjustments on. So this is how you are able to simply and easily get access to the elements you have in your flyer. So moving on, we want to duplicate this one, and we are going to reduce the size and place it on this other end of the flyer, and do not forget to take it to the back. This is because we don't want the lining of the flyer to appear on the Christmas wreath. Okay, so yeah, I think this is okay now. So the next thing we want to do now is to add our business logo. Remember the logo we created here, we created together. I'm just going to go ahead to add the logo here. Okay, so all I have to do is to just go to my camera since I've downloaded the logo already. So I'm just going to reduce it, and then I'm going to add it to a frame. So I'll simply go to elements and search for frames, and I'm going to change the search button because it's still showing gold Christmas ball on the frame. So I'm just going to search for, or basically just click on shapes here. No, what we're looking for is frames, not shape. Okay, just going to search for round shapes, round frame, round frame. Alright, so we are just going to go with this one, and we are going to add our logo in it. So you see how it's easy to add logos or to add pictures to frames. So haven't done that, we're just going to place our logo here. We'll reduce the size and we'll place our logo here. Okay, so the next thing we want to do now is to add the brand name. So we are going to go over to text, click on add a heading, and then we'll type Becky's cake, Becky's cakes. Okay, so we'll reduce the size of this font and simply change the font. Remember the font we used for the logo, the font is Fredoka, so we are just going to reduce the font. It's either you move the font, you reduce the font this way, or if you have a specific figure you'd like to reduce the font to, you can just do that here. I think 77 is okay. So we'll just go over and put it in a capital letter form, and now it's even more appealing. So the next thing we want to do now is to duplicate this, and see how I'm always making sure that everything I'm doing here is properly aligned at the middle of the design. This will help your flyer to gain the proper arrangement of stuffs on your flyer. Okay, so I'm just going to type present, and then I'm going to change the font and the size. We're just going to use Anton, and I'm going to reduce the size, and I'm going to add space to this. I think it will be better to leave this in a small letter form. So I'm going to head over here and change it to a small letter form. And then the size, it's a little bit too much. I think this is okay now. So having done that, the next thing we want to do now is to create our Christmas font using the app Type Gradient. In my previous videos, I showed you how to use these apps embedded on Canva to achieve elements and results that are better, that are more creative and appealing. So I'm just going to head over to Type Gradient, and I'm going to generate my Christmas sales font. Now I'm just going to type Christmas sales. Okay, so I'd like this to appear here, and then I can always change the position of the font, and then I would want to change the font of the gradients. So I think this is okay, and we head back to our type gradient. Now you see how it's already appearing here. Now the next thing we want to do is to change the color. So let's come to this part, and then we want a red shade. As you can see, it's already taking effect here. And then we want a yellow shade. So everything we are basically going to do now is to make sure that the color of the gradients we want is appearing. So the next thing we want to do now is to and this color, we want this to be red. It's a bit tricky here, but you just have to continue doing this until you get exactly what you want. So I think this is okay. We're just going to go ahead and use this. Okay, so when you are done adjusting, the next thing you want to do is to add it to your design, and it's going to appear on your design. Okay, so this is what we have. What I would like to add now is I would like to add another shape. So I'm just going to head on to shapes, and I'm going to choose this square. I'm just going to bring it down here and stretch. So you can use this button here to increase the size or reduce the size, or to cut out a particular part of the elements you don't want to appear. So we are quickly going to send it to the back. Okay, can go ahead and change this color. We can pick from the already existing colors on the flyer. I think this is pretty cool. And another way to pick out colors from the flyer is to use the simple picker. This picker will allow you to pick, if you are not sure of what shade of color is appearing on your flyer and you'd like to use them, you can just simply use this picker to pick any color. As you can see, you can easily pick any of the color. Okay, so I would like to change that. Okay, so I haven't done that. I want to head over to shapes again, and then we are going to pick a shape. I think this is pretty cool. I'm just going to change this to black. And then we'll place it in the middle again. Okay, so we'll go over to fonts. I think we'll just take this and duplicate this, and then change the color here, change the effects, and then we'll just type what we want to type. let's say up to, okay, let's go back. We would like this to appear in capital letters, so up to, increase the size a bit, duplicate it, and we are going to add 70 or 75%, and we are going to increase the size of this. Okay, yes, this is where the nudge comes to play. This nudge helps you to move items around your flyer without so much hassle. It's just going to gradually help you take them out. So you want to keep nudging your fonts or your text, and then this is what we have. Now just go ahead to duplicate it and write off, and I'm going to reduce the size. Okay, I'll just simply take the size of this here, and I'm going to duplicate and add my off. Also ensure that the words are properly aligned. Okay, as you can see, I'm just going to reduce this a little bit more. Okay, it's not properly looking appealing, so I'm just going to increase this a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to move this a little bit too, and this one as well. Alright, so I'm just going to group them so that I can easily move them all at once. Okay. So I can reduce them, I can increase their size or reduce them as a whole. Okay. But I'm just going to, and then I'll place them here. Okay, so, and I'm going to now add every sales. I wouldn't want to ungroup this. I'm just going to take this and write on every order. So I'm just going to change the font. Remember what I showed you in my previous videos when I was taking you through graphic design principles? I mentioned that the number of the level of repetition in your design is very important. So you want to know the colors you are using and the fonts, how many fonts. You're not expected to use more than 3 fonts at most on each design. So I'm just going to go over and choose Anton because Anton is the font that I've been using. I used for this, so you can see how it has come out. So the next thing I want to do now is I'll just go over to elements and I will go to frames. Okay, I'm just going to click on this and I'll bring this here. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to look for a picture, a cake picture. I would like to add a cake picture to this flyer. So I'm going to head over to photos to search for cakes. So I've recently searched for these cakes. So all you have to do is to click on any of them and add it to your frame. Okay, as you can see, it's looking really appealing. So the next thing I want to do now is to add my date, but it's looking like I already it's looking a little bit joint, so I'm going to make adjustments and create a space for my date. So let me just go ahead and do that. So having done that, I'm just going to go ahead and add my date. So I'll go to elements and I'm going to search for lines. I'm going to change the color of this line to yellow, and I'm going to change the size. Okay, and I'm going to increase the length. So when I'm done doing that, I'll just place it in the middle of my design, and I'm going to go ahead and duplicate. Okay, so the next thing I want to do now is to add my dates. So I'll quickly click on this to duplicate this, and I'm going to head on here and I'm going to add dates. Let's say today is 17th December, 17th to 24th December. So we are going to go ahead to change the color. I think this is okay. This is pretty cool. So the next thing we want to do now is to add some finishing touches to our design, and it will be done. Our design will be ready. Next thing I want to add here is I would like to add the contact information of the business owner. So I'm just going to duplicate this, and then I'm going to type contacts. But the font we want to be using is of course, we'll go ahead to reduce the size, and then we'll change it to Anton. But I really think it looks better on this, but we're just going to change it to Anton anyway. So place this here, make sure it aligns at the middle, and we are going to duplicate this and add the number. So let's say plus 2349039126428. Okay, so yeah, so the next thing we want to do now is to make adjustments, and I'm going to head over to elements to look for a cell phone icon or a WhatsApp icon. So any of them, I'll just look for WhatsApp icon. So as you can see, there are a number of items we can use here, but I'm just going to go with this one. I think this is the one that reflects WhatsApp more. Okay, so it aligns. So the next thing we want to do now is to add some finishing touch of elements, and we are going to be done with this. So I'm just going to head over to elements. I'll search for Christmas Christmas graphics. I don't think I'll be finding what I'm looking for here, so I'll just go with Christmas gold star. Let's see what we can get. I think I like this one. So I'm going to head over to Magic Studio, and I'm going to go to effects, and on effects I'll add drop. Okay, I'll make a few adjustments here. As you can see, if you want to change the angle this is coming from, but I always wanted to have a kind of like a shadow, something going on, because it will add depth to this design. So yeah, so I'm just going to add a finishing touch of background going on here because it's looking a little bit too open. So I'm going to search for, I'll probably look for something else to add to our design. I see, something like this. Can change the position of this, add it to the back, and yeah, as you can see. If you would like to change the background of this flyer, you can go ahead and click on it and change the colors here, or pretty much just scroll on to background, and you can search for a lot of things, anything. You can search for Christmas. I'm always misspelling Christmas, I don't know why. So you can search for Christmas, and oh, that's disappointing to see that we have just one on Christmas. But you can pick any of this, but I genuinely want my flyer to appear in a pure white design. I wouldn't want anything to be on the background. That's why I'm choosing a pure white design. So you can go ahead to change a lot of things. You can go ahead to add any of the things, but this is generally how you create a design from scratch. Okay, so I hope this video is helpful, and in my next video I'm going to be showing you how to edit a Canva template to achieve a perfect design. So this is just basically a simple Canva design. Okay, this is not completely a blown up professional design. This is just me showing you how to create a design from scratch. Okay, so you can do a lot of things. You can still go ahead and make further research on how to create flyers. And one important thing you need to do is something that has helped me over time to get better at creating flyers from scratch. You can go over to Pinterest, or possibly or you come across flyers from business owners, flyers that were created that look really amazing. You can come onto Canva and try to recreate them. By doing this, you are expanding your knowledge on how to create simple flyers like this. Okay, so basically we're just going to go ahead and download our flyer So this should be the end of the video. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.